Some people say he's a fat lad with a big gob. Some people say if you lick his chest, it tastes of ethyl maltol. Some even say if you cut him, he bleeds gin. We just call him the Dawn. And on that bombshell, roll titles.
Good evening. It is Monday. You know what that means, don't you? It means you get to listen to us prattle for an hour and a half. There's Mark.
Yeah. Hello.
So, hello, Mark.
Hello. Hello, Mark. Mark who? Yes. Hello.
I think that was one of the worst intros we've ever done.
Yeah. Hello, Matt. Good evening. How are you, dear boy? Haven't spoken to you for at least 30 seconds. How are you?
I'm marvellous, thank you. Thank you for asking. I believe we're also joined, as always, by Mr. Dave Dawn, who you saw in the...
We've got
Valor.
the Dawn.
Valor Morgulis.
Hey.
Good evening. What?
Hello. What?
Yes, hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there
Oh,
echo
no,
in here?
he's stuck.
Hello.
He's stuck again. Quick.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Nothing like it. Good evening. Yes, marvellous up here it is. It's been lovely weather. We've had snow. We've had hail. We've had rain. We've got wind. Well, I've got wind.
You've always
Weather's
got
all right. Well, oh, no, it's always the same. if you cut off, that was cutting. If you cut me, do I not bleed?
Yeah, you bleed gin.
Right.
I don't.
Right, for those of you not aware, the joke in the title is, you see, Mr. Dawn's got himself a new bike. Trike, sorry. He might have mentioned it once or twice over the course of the weekend. Just a couple of times. Yeah, I think you might have done that. And it's very nice. But I'm sure we'll hear more about that fairly soon. Anyway, let's have the trailer, shall we? Should we have the trailer?
Have the trailer.
And we'll have the
Did I
trailer.
do a trailer? Yes, I did do a trailer.
Okay,
Yeah, go
we'll
on.
do the trailer. Right, you did? Yeah, and I'm going to play it now. Right.
Coming up tonight on Vaper TV. Matt Garish looks at the Guardian 3 pipe from Smok and puts it to its paces. Marco chats to Jay Cox, one of the organisers of this year's Vaper Expo, and then takes a look back at what they got up to last year. All this and more tonight on Vaper TV.
Well, that filled 33 seconds.
Yeah.
Not 5 minutes, though. We're short of 5 minutes. Yeah, 33 seconds that filled.
Yeah, that was a short trailer. Yeah.
Oh,
It's normally about 48 seconds, but it was only a 33-second one today.
Did you do a 5 minute one? We've got 5 minutes to fill.
I did, but it was just one long thing at the end. Yeah, so I didn't do that in the end. But what I thought, we've got some VTs that are longer than 5 minutes, which will fill 5 minutes over and over. So that's quite good.
Yeah. Get a trailer for the Spidey, you know.
Were you segueing there, Mark? Were you segueing into a seamless link?
No.
Oh, right. Well, anytime you feel like it, feel free.
Now, see, Dave would really love to go next week on the trike down to Birmingham, where we're going to be next week. Birmingham to the Hall 11 and 12 at the NEC for Vaper Expo. But you can't get all the stuff in, can you, Dave?
No.
Stuff you're bringing down, which is a bit of a pain. But there you go. Never mind.
It's only got 4 places to put luggage, and not one of them is big enough for all the shite I've got to bring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh dear. How sad. Never mind.
Yes, but you're going to come down to the Vape Collective, aren't you, at the end of May on the trike?
The end of May, yeah.
Down the A1. Bomb it down the A1. Get on the back. Yeah.
No.
Bring a little toy poodle in one of the panniers. You'll be sorted.
Can't? I told you it was windy up here, didn't I?
Yes, I'm in Scotland this week, and they've got snow and all sorts, so I don't know what's going to go on there.
Oh,
Anyway.
it's going to be slippy slidey on the roads tomorrow around here as well. This is the weather from the BBS here. Don't be surprised if you wake up in the morning to find white stuff on the road. I'm thinking the Coke dealer lost his bags again.
Yes, April weather, marvelous.
Delicious.
Yeah. So, he's drinking again. Garish.
Oh, hello.
That's a small one. Hello.
Is this where the script calls for seamless link now?
No, it's not a seamless link. No.
Right, okay, sorry.
So we've got a lot to get on today, haven't we? We've got a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And we're gonna kick off with a little bit of VT I recorded yesterday with Jay Cox. He's one of the two organisers of Vaper Expo, and I must just apologise for the sound quality because I had some awful issues after I'd recorded it all. I had this terrible hiss on the audio. So
I'm sorry, Mark. Oh, what? You pissed on your shoes?
Oh, shut up. So I've got it as good as I can. So apologies for the audio on the VT. Play the VT, Matt.
Not this weekend, but the weekend after. We are having a little bit of a Vaper Trolls TV outing, shall we say, because we're going here to the Vaper Expo 2016. Now, we were there last year at the Pavilion, and pretty safe to say that it was the best exhibition event of the year last year. It was massive, in fact. This year I have inside knowledge, and if you've been to the website and had a look, you'd see that the exhibitors have greatly increased. The size of the venue is greatly increased. And I'm joined this morning by one of the two organisers. Now, the two organisers are Lee Skeldon and Jay Cox, and some might call them the Ant and Dec of the West Midlands. But I'm joined by Jay this morning. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Marco.
Are we well, sir?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm all good, yes. Now, we had some issues this weekend because Jay and I were going to talk yesterday, this being Sunday, but Jay was bogged down with lots of things going on regarding the NEC, and then he got home and had a power cut. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Not good at all. So listen, we're in the Pavilion last year. Where is it going to be this year? And let's talk first of all about tickets, about numbers that you're expecting in, and then we'll fill in the rest of the blanks.
Okay. Well, this year we're in halls 11 and 12, the NEC. Last year we had around 7,000 visitors over the 2 days. This time we're expecting 15,000 over the 3 days. Ticket sales wise, we've nearly doubled our total ticket sales already for last year, so we're sitting at around 3,500–4,000 at the moment. It's promising to be big.
Yes, and obviously I've seen the floor plan because I know where we are because I chose the spot, and we are. There's the kind of a big main section. There's a section off to the right, and that's going to be where the modders' places are and the advocacy theatre. And then down the bottom, there's another big chunk, and Vaper Trolls TV are down on this side, right next to the New Nicotine Alliance. So we are on stands 203, 204, and then the New Nicotine Alliance is next door to us. And that's more so Dave Dawn can flit between the two, because I reckon he's going to be very busy. With lots of things that have been happening over the past week, and he's been fielding lots of questions already, but I'm sure on the 3 days we are there, that's going to be a big topic of conversation. And for those of you who may not have seen this, I've put it on Facebook all over the place, but this is what we are doing at Vaper Trolls TV. We are, fingers crossed, going to be doing some live shows from the exhibition. And we've got all the technology sorted. It is just dependent on what happens with the 4G signal inside that building. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be coming to you live probably twice a day over the 3 days. and on Thursday's show next week, it'll be Matt and Dave and myself, probably from the pub, live somehow. We'll do something, but we're going down on the Thursday to set everything up. Now, last year, Jay, there was all sorts of things happening, going on in the background. You had a magician who we filmed, who came to our stand and did a fantastic card trick. There was my mate Chris Mann, who is the iRobot.
They're both again.
They're both back, aren't they?
Yeah, both will be back.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Chris as the robot, it is exceptionally good. He sweats like a grease monkey in the costume, but yeah, it's rather striking. His robot costume, very good indeed, and the magician was fantastic. So what else have we got going on? We've got stuff going on the stage, haven't you? You've got DJs and things. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, on the stage we've got the normal like giveaways, things like that. There'll be the Miss Vaper UK going on. We'll have a live DJ going on throughout the day. We'll have various talks going on the main stage as well as in the advocacy bit. We've also, I think you touched upon it, on the coil building area.
Mm-hmm.
In there, it won't just be, we'll actually be having tutorials in there done by a guy named Steve from Crafty Coils, and he'll be bringing the build faction team with him, and they'll be doing like a different tutorial every hour. So definitely go and check that one out. That's on both of the public days.
Okay, yeah, I shall be. Obviously, we'll be filming all over the place, and as long as our signals can reach every single area, we may well be doing live stuff as well. We'll certainly be doing live stuff from our stand. Everything's going to be set up. We're going to have a little mini studio on the stand, and we'll be getting the vendors in to talk about what they've got coming out, what they've got at the show, all that kind of thing. And we'll be talking to the Vapers like we did last year. And we had just a huge response last year. We had lots and lots of people come to the stand and ask about us and what we did. Some people have never seen Vaper Trails TV, so hopefully we'll get even more viewers from this year's event. Now, ticket-wise, you can buy tickets, can't you, from the website. Now, I've kind of zoomed in on the website, so on the top of this page you will see a few things like exhibitor info and venue info and tickets and everything. Currently, give us a rundown of how people can actually get the tickets.
Well, basically, you can get them online from the website, like you say. That will actually take you through to the ticket factory, who deal with all the ticketing. You can get B2B tickets on there, which are priced at £10 each. You can get an individual public day ticket for £10, or you can buy a 2-day ticket for £15.
So if people buy a 2-day ticket, is that for they can buy a business-to-business day and a public day, or 2 public days?
That's right, they can use it for the B2B day and a public day, or if it's just a public person, they can come on both the Saturday and the Sunday.
Okay, that's all good. Now, parking-wise, is it still the kind of same price, about £12 a day, something like that?
It is, yeah. Yeah, that's something which we can't have any say over. That's just the NEC standard pricing for events.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, these kind of places can be even more expensive than that. I know the O2 is a crazy price. It's free if you go to the pictures at the O2, I think, but if you go to an event, it's like £23, £24. It's one of those things that you just have to pay for, isn't it? If you want to go to an event like this, I mean, the XL in London for Vape Jam would have been exactly the same. But transport link wise, it's in a great position, isn't it? Because you can get the train into, is it New Street you go to?
Birmingham International you finally get to, and then literally to a few minutes walk across the atrium to halls 11 and 12.
Yes, I mean, last year we stayed quite close, kind of on the NEC campus, if you like, at the Premier Inn, but this year we're a little bit further out, just because getting all 3 days, and also not spending a huge amount of cash. But I know that if you haven't already booked a hotel for that weekend, you're going to have to go further out because everywhere's pretty much booked up, isn't it, from what you know?
Yeah, we were actually told the other day that pretty much all the hotels on site are sold out now. I think the Ibis and one other are the only ones with any spaces left at all. So I'd book those up pretty quick.
Yes. Now, so if I haven't bought a ticket, can I? Well, not me, but can can somebody turn up on the day and buy a ticket on the door?
They can do. They can pay the same price on the door if they haven't got a ticket already.
Super duper. So we've got tickets, we've got parking. Obviously, we know that there is food at the NEC, different places you can purchase. But so last year the pavilion, this year it's is it 11 and 12?
That's right, yeah.
And what kind of size difference are we talking about now?
We're looking at around 4 times the size of the pavilion. Exhibitor-wise, we had around 80 in the pavilion last year. This time so far, we've got about 220, but we expect a few more between now and the show to still sign on.
Yes, we were talking last week, weren't we? And you were saying that people were still trying to get space last week, and it's 2 weeks to go. So maybe it's just, oh, we've got a last minute thing.
Yeah.
I know from the floor plan that I saw recently, you had what, about 10, 12 spaces left?
Yeah, I think that's actually down now because we actually put a couple of extra spaces in recently. I was actually looking at the floor plan, and in the top right hand side, it's actually been edited 11 times since we started now on this one. So that shows how much expansion's gone on.
Yes, I know. We're on the another bit you added on towards the bottom. I think it's exceeded your expectations immensely, hasn't it?
Absolutely, it's been overwhelming, to be honest. Like, we never thought it'd grow to the size it has this year in such a short space of time compared to last year. We expected it maybe to be twice the size of last year, but to be 4 times is just incredible.
Yeah, indeed. And if you think about the actual area that we had last year at the pavilion, it did get a little bit vapey in places, but I'm imagining 4 times the size is going to make it very difficult to fill up. Now
That's right.
that's not an invitation for everyone to fill the place up with vapor. It'll just make it a bit more pleasurable, I think. Now the question is, if it's grown 4 times in size in a year, if it goes ahead next year, which we've been talking about as well, can you go bigger?
Well, there's always the room to expand at the NEC. Obviously, there's a lot dependent on the show going ahead and everything next year. But if we were to, we would expect it to grow a little more again.
Maybe Chris Mann can have babies and have a little baby robot.
We may need that.
I hope you're watching, Chris. The kind of mix last year of hardware and juice was fairly balanced. What's it like this year?
Obviously it's a lot easier to get e-liquid companies on because there are a lot more of them out there than the hardware companies. But we've really tried hard to get as many hardware companies to exhibit with us as possible. Like you'll find Aspire as one of our platinum sponsors this year, and they've got a big space not far from you guys. We've got quite a few other companies as well out there, so we think we've done a really good job on that. Obviously there are other companies out there we couldn't get, but due to other commitments they weren't able to exhibit this year.
Yeah, you can't do them all, can you? Because there's been Vaper Expo in Paris as well, and Vape Jam, and of course there's a couple more coming up, smaller ones, the Vape Collective in Doncaster at the end of May, and then Vape Fest in August. Not going to be as big as the NEC, either of those, but different, and that's what's good about having different shows in different places with different people organising them. It's because you then get a nice diversification of what you go and see. It's not just exactly the same. And I know the guys from the States were saying the Vape Jam was very much the same as an American show, and I think that was the whole idea anyway. Certainly was last year. The Vaper Expo seemed a bit more British. I don't know why. Do you feel the same? Is that how you're kind of planning it to be? More like
We try to do our own thing. We take inspiration from all of the shows and we try and pick the best bits from them. We've actually been lucky enough to go and see other shows over in America and in France and Ireland and different places. So we kind of get a feel for what works there and what doesn't. So then we take the best bits and try and incorporate those into our show.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to be in the end, I think. And we are looking forward to it immensely. There's so much work gone on behind the scenes, mainly in Dave Dawn's kitchen and lounge, to be fair, with testing. And we were testing last night, well, Dave was testing last night, streaming to Facebook at 2 o'clock in the morning. I got a notification on my phone. I was sat at home watching the snooker, and I got a notification that Dave was live on Facebook. We're probably going to be going live to YouTube, but we may well do both. Depends on how things work for us and everything else. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of work in the background, getting our side of things organised. I know you guys have been just crazy. I know Lee's phone just doesn't stop ringing, does it?
No, and that's through the night as well, because we've got exhibitors from like China and America and Canada and places like this. He speaks to British people in the day, and then on a night he gets the phone calls from international exhibitors and things like that, so it just doesn't stop for him. I don't know how he sleeps, to be honest.
And that's why you put his number on and not yours.
Yeah.
No, he's a good lad, is Lee. I know he's been working really hard, as both of you have, to get this sorted with not long to go. I mean, what is it now? It's 10 to 12 now on Sunday. So this time in 2 weeks it'll be all done bar the shouting. Now, time-wise, what time does the show start on each day and what time does it end?
Right, on the B2B day, it's from 10 till 6, which is the 6th. On the public day on the Saturday, it's 10 till 6, but then on the Sunday, it's 10 till 4.
Yeah, as I thought, that's to do obviously with the Sunday Trading Laws exhibitions, and also to let people break down the stands and get the heck out of Dodge, get back to the airports or whatever they need to do, or in our case, get back all over the country. Yes, you also got cloud competitions going on as well as the Miss Vaper competition.
Yeah, we've got actually 2 cloud chasing competitions this year. Suicide Bunny will be holding one on the main stage, and also we've got UK USA, who have been going up and down the country doing preliminary heats in different vape shops, and they will actually be doing the finals actually at the show on the main stage as well.
I know the main stage did get a lot of action last year, and thankfully we're a bit further away this year than we were last year from the main stage, so the noise shouldn't be too bad, because for us, recording BT and doing live stuff, if you've got copyrighted music playing, is always a difficulty to try and lessen that, because YouTube aren't not that nice about copyrighted music going on, even if it isn't your own fault. But there you go. Yes, I think the main stage is going to get a lot of action again this year, and I think there's a lot for vapers to come and see and come and enjoy, isn't there?
That's right, whether they're beginners and people who are even looking to get off smoking, we've got stuff for them to come and try, see what vaping's all about. We've got stuff for you more advanced users as well, and we've got stuff to teach people like the coil making area if they want to learn a bit more about coil builds, things like that.
Yeah, I think I might have to nip across to that little section and get them to build me a Clapton coil, just so I can see one being done, really. I don't muck about with that kind of thing. I just use Canthal. Here we go, look, that's what I've got. That's my wire. mechanical at the bottom, NI200 and NI200 hard drawn. That's what I use. I've still got miles and miles and miles of nichrome, and I've also got stainless steel, which I use as well. But I don't dabble with the more complicated coils because I've got big fingers, so it's difficult to do. It is just
quite the same sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And I know you can buy Claptons ready-made as well. So some people say, just why bother? Why bother with all the hassle?
To be honest, I know that they will be doing that there as well. They'll be selling pre-made coils for everyone to purchase.
And I might just buy a Clapton so I can see what it's like, see what the hype is all about. I'm going to bring lots of different things with me. I'm hoping to pick some things up as well, see what's out there and pick up some stuff up, especially some juice. Because as Dave always says, I'm the juicy man. He said on last week's show. Now Dave is getting more into juice as well, more into flavours. So there is a lot of flavours out there with the vendors. And my mate Ray from Herman Vapes is going to be there, and also my good matey Mr. Nigel Quine from TG's Stroke Cuts Ice is going to be there, as well as the big brands, the Suicide Bunny and the Cloud Company, etc. So there's going to be lots of nice flavours. Oh, I forgot about Elements, of course. Now you know some new things about Elements, don't you? Tell us about that.
I do, yeah. They've actually combined some of their flavours to make up new flavours, and I got to try them down Vape Jam while I was down there, and I must say they are lovely. So definitely go and try them out. They're actually Diamond sponsor as well, so they're quite near the stage. So be sure to go and check them out.
Oh, I should be going down to see Elements. My little friend Nikita from Miami, who works at Elements, who I saw last year at Vape Jam and then again last year at Vaper Expo. And in fact, we had the guy from Elements on the show as well, and I forget his name, unfortunately. It's just Nikita that sticks in your mind because she's got a lovely smile. But yes, Pink Lemonade and Key Lime Pie are my two Elements favourites, so I should be definitely popping along and trying those. So I believe that there's also an app for the Vaper Expo. Is that available on iOS and Android?
It is, yeah. And it's actually been revamped for this year's show as well.
It has.
Yeah, that's right.
I shall download. I think I've still got it from last year, funnily enough. So
I think the new version should be up. If not, it's coming very soon.
Okay, I shall check that after this,
Yeah.
and I shall let everybody know that it is available. And what is going to be in the app? Tell us that.
Well, yeah, we're going to have the floor plan on there. So as well as the show guide, which you'll be given on entrance, you'll also be able to look at the floor guide on the map and find out where everyone is. There's a full exhibitor list on there with the stand number. There'll be push notifications from the app telling people of different giveaways which are happening, if there's giveaways on different stands happening, whether there's talks going on in the advocacy theatre. So yeah, it'll keep everyone up to date during the show while they're there.
So on the advocacy stage, obviously there's going to be some stuff from the NNA. What else have you got going on that side of things?
Well, on the B2B day, we've got ones targeted at shops and manufacturers, different talks from various companies. And then on the public days, we've got other talks and Q&A sessions going on where people can go and learn a bit more about what the impending TPD and legislation.
Yes, we're not going to talk about that too much today. Dave is going to be covering on Thursday what came out last week and how that is likely to impact everybody, not just vapers but vendors as well, and us, Vapor Trolls TV, and other outlets, news outlets and other vaping channels. It's complex, I must say, very complex. So listen, it's almost upon us. Let me just go back and check the time. There we go. 11 days, 21 hours, 59 minutes, 55 seconds time. The doors open on the 6th, which is the Friday. But most of people watching this are probably going to be going to the public days. And if you're not going, why not? Get down there. It's going to be absolutely epic. Don't forget, we are going to be there. Stand 203 and 204 down the bottom of the floor plan, and if you download the app you'll see exactly where we are. So Jay, thank you so much for popping along and talking this morning. I know you guys have been absolutely mega busy with sorting out the show, but also, you know, you guys have got families too, so it makes it a difficult task all round, doesn't it?
Yeah, thanks for having us, Marco.
And we will see you probably on Thursday the 5th. So until then, my friend, take care and see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
So there you go. That was Jay Cox, one of the two organisers from Vaper Expo. The other being Lee Skelding, who's busy on the phone, more than likely. Let's go back to the studio.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there's Dave. There you go. That was me talking with Jay yesterday, and like I said before, apologies for the sound. I had some issues at the end afterwards, and it took me forever to try and get the sound at least so you could hear it. But there you go. These things happen. Now, Lloyd in chat. Let me just scan back up again. What's this? Lloyd Johnson. Yes. Does Marco work with horses? Nay, lad. No. I don't know where you get that from. Explain yourself. Explain yourself.
It's not what you should be saying in it, because it's like too far over people's heads. Bruh.
In an unusual manoeuvre, Dave is now appealing to a younger demographic.
Yeah. We're here with the director line vaping in it, blind clads, and giving it hot licks, bruh. In it, yeah.
The amazing thing is, the more cider or gin that Dave drinks, the younger he becomes. Which you'll probably see next week if you come and see us on stand 203, 204 at Vaper Expo at the NEC Birmingham. Yes.
Yeah, because like, we're going to be there, or be square, or be an oblate spheroid in it. Ish.
Matt.
Mark, hello.
Hello, Matt. It's one of those days. You think this is bad? You wait till next Thursday's show.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. But not. We're not talking about that right now because that's later.
No, because that's going to be done a la me. We'll have none of these running orders. No. What we will have is lots and lots of orange slices for Marco.
I'll get my hair back. Don't worry. I'll get my hair back. I'm going to bring some extremely spicy sriracha sauce for the pulled pork wraps. Don't worry. Yeah.
Really?
Anyway, there you go. Matt.
Yes.
What have you been looking at recently? That's what I'd like to know.
Currently a camera.
Is that a seamless link he's trying to get? He's going for the segue, isn't he?
I think so. Go on, go for it, Mark.
Go on. Tell us,
Matt. Tell us. Come on, pipe up. Come on.
What Mark is trying to do in a seamless manner is introduce the coming up VT of this pipe thingy majig, and it's in the. No, I'm not even going to bother. Right, okay. Press the button.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'll press the button now. It's time for another review, and on this particular occasion, we're concerning ourselves with, and it's not before time because I've been after one of these for a while, the Guardian 3 pipe kit. I like an e-pipe, and it's been a while since I've actually used one. So let's go and have a little look at it in its shiny glory, and then we'll come back and we vape it and talk about it. Well, you know what I'm going to do at this point. It's the same as every other vape reviewer does. We do this bit, then we go down there, and then we come back again. No surprises really, are there? Cinema. Let's start off in the usual fashion then with the showing of the box. I should try and lean back a bit so I don't get the light all over, cast a shadow over it, but here we go. So here it comes in the box, and it says there Guardian 3 kit, and at the top there it says Smok, and on the sides, it's got barcodes, and it's got stuff on the back. Look, we know what to expect. So it comes with a micro fuse Clapton dual coil or dual core pre-installed, and it also comes with a micro stainless steel dual coil. Comes with the extension adapter, that sort of thing, and it comes with all bits and bobs, and there's more gumph. But crucially here, you can extend the from the original 3.5mm to 5mm. So we like that. We like that a lot. We get choice. So let's just get inside here, shall we? Let's move that, and we get a very black box, like so, which we will take the lid off. And then we'll throw that on the floor, like that. So we have the foamy bit here. And we have the goodies themselves. Note the nice shiny spark. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? It's sparkling. It's not even added effects, but it's bling. I like that. That's just. Oh, look at that. That's nice. That's shiny and nice. Bit of a fingerprint magnet, as you can see, is scuffs there. Now, the more observant of you will notice that this currently doesn't have a glass section on it. Now, there's a reason for that. Because when this arrived, this, by the way, is in its default 3.5mm setting. And focus, please. Thank you. It's default 3.5mm setting. When it arrived, I unboxed it to find that the small piece of glass was cracked. Not really a big deal, because I never really intended to use it that way anyway. Oh, this is really screwing my camera in it. Put my hand there. Look at that. There we go. So let's try and resist, get the camera to stop messing around. So let's just take things out and then we'll look at it. Oh, dearie me. So there we get a nice little black felt lined thing which goes on the floor. Inside then is quite a box of stuff. We have one replacement seal for the TFV4. We have one book of words. We have over there, we have verification things, and we have a little thing about batteries, and which is quite nice. It says that you can use a qualified battery, which is, you know, it's all nice, but one with no shrink. Yeah, don't use it. Damaged. Yeah, that's quite nice. Further in, then we get the. What do we get? We get one USB to micro USB cable, one USB Ego cable. More about that in a minute. We get the other coil, which I've not used, so that can remain in here. We get some sort of vape band thing, you know, so you can put this over your tank to protect the glass from smashing, unless yours happens to already turn up smashed, but that's whatever. We have the larger piece of glass, and finally, fishing around here because it's really tiny, we have the extension tube for the TFV4. So let's get on with that, shall we? So this is currently in its 3.5mm configuration, minus the glass, but you get the idea. Yeah, the glass would just sit on these O-rings here. So what you do in order to extend this is you remove the actual bottom part and the coil. So this is the fused Clapton coil I've got at the moment, which is quite nice. You get this extension tube and you screw that on the chimney section here. I'm not going to dwell too much on the TFV4 because we've seen this before, haven't we? You get this part. I just noticed as I cleaned this for showing you on the video, it's still a bit damp in there. So let's just mop that out a bit with some tissue. We get our coil, pop this on, and away we go. So now that is in its 5mm configuration, or is it 5mm or 5.5? I forget, whatever. The one I read out in the back of the box. So that's in its bigger configuration, which is what I'd rather use simply because you get more juice in it. This is the micro TFV4. I previously had the full size and the mini. This one uses different coils to the standard TFE4s that uses micro coil, but then they're called micro because they're small. So you're not going to get a normal TFE4 coil in here because they're too big. Other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. You've got the 4 airflow slots there. You've got the top airflow if you so wish to use it, and it is a replaceable drip tip. So you've got your options, and it is of course your top filling doohickey. It comes in a nice attractive black colour in order to match the mod. So yeah, I like that. So now we've got the mod up, let's have a look-see at it. Let's have a little tour. Right, so it's quite basic. You've got one button. You've got a spring-loaded 510 connector there with airflow if you're using a bottom-fed airflow thingy-majig. Not many people will these days, but you never know. So it's nice that they've included it. On the bottom here, we've got some venting holes for the battery, and this is a magnetic coupling door, which actually is pretty secure. And there's a ribbon there sticking out now. That's in order to facilitate the use of battery removal. So, yeah, it's you know, straightforward enough. You can see the wires going down there. Just as a note, actually, let's get this close. This is a 24 mil. There. This is 24 millimeters in diameter, maybe 24.5 or something. I don't know. But so let's just screw this on just to show you the look. It's not flush. This is probably around about 25-26 mil in diameter. I've not measured it, which is a bit strange because I've had a little look at this, as you do. There's literally nothing in there at all apart from the wires going up to the 510 connector, so they could have made that narrower. But you know, it's fine. I don't really mind too much. So we've got the ribbon there in order to you know, get the battery out if we so need. Now, here is a USB port right at the top here. You see that? That is not for charging. That is only for firmware upgrades. Now, I do have a battery somewhere, which I seem to have suddenly misplaced because I was going to put that in here. Let's just get this one from my shelf. No, not that one. Let's get that one. So let's just pop this battery in. And I've completely forgotten to put the ribbon underneath, haven't I? Yeah, let's do it properly. So let's put the battery in, like so. You'll notice you can no longer get to that USB port, so it cannot clearly be for charging, can it? No, the way you charge it, and I refuse to do this, is with this thing. You know, I thought we'd done away with these. Yeah, no. It's there at a push. I've not even bothered, but you know the drill. You simply screw this in and plug this end into a power source. I don't like that. I wish we didn't have to deal with those Ego type charging ports anymore. I would have preferred it if they moved that micro USB port to maybe at the side here or something, so you just pop the cover off and then charge it. They could have probably put it somewhere on the side or on the end there. That's poor design in my opinion. So yeah, that's that. That's pretty much all there is to it. So let's get that battery in again, like so, and you'll notice now it lights up and it says, it did say EP75. All this is, this will go up to 75 watts. Okay, so 5 clicks on, Smok, welcome. Okay, so there we go. It's preset at 50 watts, normal, and we've got bits and bobs there. If I fire it, check atomizer. Now, here's the thing. I've done this before, and I'm going to do it again. But this also uses Smok's Bluetooth thing, so you can use it with your smartphone, which kind of makes sense on this device, but we'll go over that a bit later. For now, though, and you see it's showing the time, and that time is correct. It is indeed 15:42. So if I do 3 clicks, we get into a menu, and 1 click will cycle through the menu. The display isn't flicker, it's just the refresh rate of the camera. So there we go. So 1 click will go through. So let's just go through these. So that's plus. If I hold down the button, it'll allow me to adjust it. Yeah. And if I... Yep. You know, I'm not entirely sure now I think about it, how to actually go the other way. So I'm holding it down. One click will do that. I don't know if you can. Oh no, of course you can't. No, what am I thinking? Because I've been using the app to do this, so that's that, and you just leave it alone. If I go in again, I go to the minus. Well done, Matt. You bloody genius, you. And I can take it down to 50 watts. It will go up to 75. Okay. This is a little bit fiddly to get right on here without using the app, because you're constantly having to go, oh right, I'll just overshot. It's a bit sensitive. So if I go through again and then hold down, and now I can either just multiple clicks to take it to 50. As you saw, I overshot when I was going back the other way. Leave it alone, it will settle down. So that's that. Now this is mode wattage, temperature, wattage, temperature, yeah. So if I put it on temperature and leave it, I get strength, normal, hard, max, min, soft. I'll have it on normal, thank you. And then I get to choose the type of coil. So I have temperature controlled nickel, temperature controlled titanium, temperature controlled stainless steel. Okay, and then I get to choose if it's a single coil or dual coil. Okay, now I haven't actually been using temperature control on this so much, but then you can also adjust the temperature coefficient. There we go. And now because I've got in temperature mode, it goes into Fahrenheit, of which I can then adjust. So let's hold that down. It does indeed round robin, and it does that on the wattage as well, but as you saw, that it goes up to 600. So that's going to set this, say, to 450. That's what I like to be. There we are, and I'll leave it alone. There we go. There doesn't appear to be a setting, at least on here, to actually set it to centigrade. So we've gone through that, and now let's have a look at. You can turn the Bluetooth on or off. Currently it is off. I'll be turning it on later. Oh, let it go, Matt. And we can see the puffs. I don't really care. Yeah, let's clear the puffs. Max already 0, max never. I've got no interest at all in a puff counter. And we have show, so style normal, stealth, simple. I leave it on normal because I like to have, you know, a little bit of a display there. And then we have more settings, so we have brightness, we have contrast. It's a bit of a fiddly interface, this, because you're constantly going through. You can set all of this on the app. And then we have a reset, and then we have the temperature lock, and then we have timeouts, that sort of thing. So yeah, screensaver, 20 seconds, let's leave it alone. And then finally, we have the option to turn it off. There it is. Let's go for it again. Power off, yes. There it goes. And goodbye, it says. Isn't that nice? And then 5 clicks to turn it back on. It's making a liar at me now, isn't it? There we go. You've got to do it pretty quick. So that's pretty much it. That's the interface. Now you can do all of this with your phone. It supports Apple and Android devices. So long as, I believe, your Android device will handle Bluetooth 4.0. It doesn't like it if you don't. Now, one thing, I haven't tested it on this when I've been setting the wattage on the device itself, but when I set the wattage on the app, when I remove the battery and put it back in again, it resets to 1 watt. So I'm just going to try it on this because I've not used the app at all to set this. So take the battery out. EP75. It has remembered that. It's only when I put it through the app. That's interesting. So what we're going to do then, we've had enough of looking at this, isn't we? We're going to couple this up, we're going to fill it with juice, and we're going to talk about it and vape it and that sort of thing. So there we are. We've had a look at the closey-uppy stuff, as we generally do. Yeah. Now, I've got to be honest, I really quite like the look of this. It's I think it looks quite classy in its blackness and its silver detailing. This is a polycarbonate body, which apparently, according to the Smok website, is fireproof. Just in case you fancied setting light to the bowl, you know. I like what they've done with the screen. They've put it in there, you know, which is quite nice. It's comfortable to hold. It's got a decent heft to it. It feels good. And I think with the TFV4 on it, it looks the part. So let's have a quick vape, shall we? That is at 50 watts. It will go up to 75. I am very, very fond of this indeed. It's lovely. I feel I can point at people and with some authority and say, yes, the directions you need to go are turn right up here, and then on the second on your left, you need to look at the tall building there, and then this is the third floor. Yeah, you know, I quite like it. And of course, you don't have to hold it like you do a pipe. You can hold it this way and then just go. You know, kind of think of it as a tube mod with an L-shaped tube mod. Yeah, whatever. So I'm really fond of it. Anyway, as I always do with these Smok things and the Bluetooth stuff, I do a bit with the. Right, so what I'm going to do, there's going to be a jump cut here because I'm going to get it on the screen behind me and do other stuff. So I'll see you in a minute. So as we can see behind me, I've got the app up on the screen here. So let's just bring that up closer, like so. Now I've already got it paired to the pipe. And there it goes. You just caught the tail end of me having a vape there, look. So it works okay for what it is. You can adjust the wattage using this little dial at the bottom here. I realise it's cut off on the screen a little bit. That's due to the sizing I had to do on the app. But you have to. Well, you don't have to. You can change that. You can swipe to the left and that changes it to temperature mode. But I'm in wattage mode at the minute, so that's what we're sticking with. Let's just have a quick little look through the features. If I tap on this little settings thing here, I can go to puffs, and it's not anything I'm interested in, to be honest with you, so whatever. But basically it says just available in VW/memory mode. I'm not entirely sure what that means, to be honest, but I've not something I played with. Here I can set the temperature control. So for example, I can take that up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. But I'm not using temperature control at this moment in time. I'm using the that's better. I'm using variable wattage. So let's go into variable wattage mode. Why it says VM, I don't know. That M should be the other way up. But it's look, it's got the VW there on the. I'm pointing at the screen, but you can't see me pointing at the screen, can you? Look, just there. It says VW on your icon. It says VM, but or whatever. Let's activate that because it's a bit fickly. So I can take that up to 75 watts. So I can take it down to 6. Okay, so that there shows you the maximum ranges. So if I set that to 60 now, what you'll see I don't know why it's playing it up like this. Look, right. So if I fire it, it says 60 watts, okay? Might be using the timeout I've got set, but you know, it make changes live, real time on the device itself. LED does nothing because it doesn't have an LED. That's for other devices like the Smok X Cube 2. Setting, I can change things here like Bluetooth standby in 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes of inactivity, the Bluetooth will turn off. LED screen standby. I set that to 10 seconds. Temperature unit I can change from Fahrenheit to Celsius. I'm going to leave it on Fahrenheit. And there we go. If I turn off the settings again. There we are. You see the little graph thing. Now, it's important to note at this point, actually, that it does not record your puff info when it's not connected to the device, so it's pretty much useless. It's the same with all the Smok BEC things. It cannot record. It doesn't have a memory on here, so it doesn't just download what you've just done onto the device at all. So I don't even know why they bother. But as you can see here, I can change it from minimum. I can change the power things and what have you. There's all plus and minus keys there I can use as opposed to just spinning the wheel. Yeah, it's okay. So let's have another jump cut and get away from this bit, shall we? And let's talk some more. So there we go. That was the application. I haven't gone that in depth into it. I've done this before. I've done it twice before, and it kind of makes sense with this device because you've only got the one button on it. You're kind of, well, you're not that limited. You can still do most of the stuff on the device itself, but because you're going to have your phone in your pocket, it kind of works out. And it's a nice way to actually cut down the number of buttons on the device and still give you some functionality. So in this respect, it kind of makes sense to have the application. It does do other stuff like charting your vaping habits, that sort of thing. How many puffs you had, how many watts and temperatures. I don't care about that at all. Therefore, I didn't bother to show it. So there we go. Let's just have some more vaping on it, shall we? I'll tell you one thing. It's such a relaxed vape. Now, I will actually mention this does do temperature control pretty well. It's as good as anything else out there. You can lock the resistance in, that sort of thing. You saw that in the close-up section with that little coil icon on the menu, so you can lock that all down if you so need to. I just need to vape on it more because it's really, really quite relaxing. I'm going to take up to full 75 watts. I'm not going to do it on the app because we've seen that, so I'm just going to hold this button down a minute. And there it goes, it's scrolling up to 73, 75. And I'll leave it alone, and away you go. So then, like I said, it's a really relaxing vape. I could vape this all day. I mean, some people might say I'm vaping it a bit too much, but I ignore the puff counter. It did give me a warning a while ago, but I'm not entirely sure what that meant. But yeah, it's all things considered, I'm really quite happy with it. It's a comfortable device to hold. There's not really much else I can say, but I think for now, back to the studio. There we go. That was the Guardian 3.
You enjoying that, Matt?
I'm absolutely loving this, Dave.
Lovely. Where's that?
Well, it's not 70 watts. Strange thing happens when I put it at 70 watts. I'm not entirely sure, but I felt a bit funny. But I can't really put my finger on it.
Well, yeah, that's a problem Lowell has.
And then he started picking out Radio 4, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, Marco's got a solution, haven't you? It involves flour, I believe.
Oh, dear. I'm saying nothing.
I'm saying note myself.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So, tell us more, Matt.
More? You want more? God,
yeah.
That was loud.
I know, he's loud, isn't he, tonight?
He is,
yeah.
he is.
What?
What do you want to know, Mark? What do you want to know?
Well, you're enjoying it. Have you found a nice long tip for it yet?
You want to see my long tip, do you? It's a bit bent.
You've got a long bendy tip.
Yes. There we go.
My God, he has as well. Look at that.
Are you actually vaping on a device there or playing the bassoon?
I'm vaping on a device, Mark.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Somebody did ask in chat whether or not it would extend into a golf club. Yes. Carnoustie, Glen Eagles at a push.
I tell you what, I'm finding the girth on this tip a little bit lacking.
You like a bit of girth in your mouth, don't you?
I do, yeah. I need a long tip with more girth. I've decided.
A long tip, right? I've heard that so many times in my life, and it still doesn't sound good. Seriously, it's been cold, right?
Well, as it happens today, when I was driving back up from London, as I was this morning, the temperature did drop a fair bit. I did notice.
It's 3 top coats warmer down there.
Yes.
Without a doubt. Yes. 90 millimetres. I wish. 90. 90 millimetres. Do you know how long that is, lad? It's 3.5 inches, that.
It's that, isn't it?
Huh? No. No.
Kelly's just mentioned she wants more girth as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, I believe you're looking at getting one of these, Dave, aren't you? You're quite taken by it.
Well, I always did enjoy a pipe, but the ones that I've got, the old E-pipes, if you want to call them that, there's none of them will do what I want them to do these days. That looks as though it will. So I think when we get down to the NEC, I should be out on the hunt, because being a man of a certain age now, I think just, sat with me legs crossed over the tank of the Spider with an E-pipe on the go. Yes.
Sounds good, that, doesn't it? Aye.
Yes. And then when you're sitting in the pub garden with your deer stalker on, you can, have a little pipe. Yeah.
Deer stalker.
Sherlock Holmes, dear boy. Sherlock Holmes.
I actually have a deer stalker which I used for stalking deer. There is a reason you wear a deer stalker when you're stalking deer. There actually is. And it's a good reason. It keeps the rain off the back of your neck when you're lying down. That's where it's in. Covers your glasses so you don't get all dirty there, and keeps your legs warm, as they say, while you line the shot up on the stag. That's why it's called a deer stalker. So I do actually have one. Lloyd Johnson says, is it the ideal mod for Keith? It would be, but not with the TFV4 Mini.
No.
Because what Keith, I'm trying to get into Lung, but I have the feeling that that's a forlorn hope. So I'll probably end up with a Triton with a 1.8 narrow bore in, and that would suit him quite neatly, I think.
We were actually discussing with Keith last Thursday between VTs and things. He's actually quite looks at this, doesn't he? So we just say we're getting one. So yeah, he's quite keen. Hey.
I can imagine him walking into the garage after breakfast and just sitting down on his little cracket like you do, 3-legged stool, and he'd be just sitting there dragging away on his E-pipe in just a little fug all of his own. It would suit him down to the ground. Could be the you moment, who knows?
Oh, yeah, could be. Be. But I was showing him a few pipes actually, and he wasn't really aware there was such a variety of E-pipes out there. He's got one, hasn't he, I think? He did say?
2. There's 2. He's got 2 or 3, yes.
Right, okay.
But none of them will take a decent sized battery. Now it'll take an 18650 that he's got. But the control that's on there would suit him, because he does quite like the electronics. Strange to relate. Yeah, he actually does quite enjoy that. So yeah.
So my only reservation would be that it's to really sort of adjust this, you need to use a phone or a tablet or something. So, but once it's set up, it's set up. It's not really a big deal.
Well, what I'll do is I'll register it to my iPhone.
And he can make a bar with you next door.
Set it up for him, and then when he goes out into the garage, I'll hear him going into the garage, and I can sit and slide the wattage up and down and drive him nuts. As if I would do such a thing. And I know he's not watching, so I can tell everybody what I would do. Be good. Be good. Mind you, Marco, are you not a little bit shocked at what we saw during that video? I cannot believe that Jon Snow's just shagged Sansa. That just doesn't seem right. It's definitely not right.
It's shocking. I'm surprised I got past the square filter, to be fair.
And who knew Tyrion was the world's shortest giant? Never mind it. Chat's gone very quiet now.
Yeah, I wonder why, because they're about as confused as the rest of us.
No, they know.
Yes.
They know.
So, Mr. Garish,
Mr. Green.
what have we got coming up next? Mr.
Oh,
Garish?
well, I'm glad you asked, because the script once again calls for a seamless link. So what that seamless link actually describes is that we should give some anecdote about Vaper Expo, and then segue into a bit of VT about last year's Vaper Expo. So yeah, like this.
Well, here we go. This is the queue. Filmed on the phone because my camera is next to the stand. So it's reasonably long, and there's 45 minutes till it opens. So not too bad at all. There's Chris. He's going to be in a robot's costume later.
So here we are on the sofas in the Vape Trolls TV VIPO. Yes. And it's day 2 of Vaper Expo here at the Birmingham NEC Pavilion. Oh yes. Yay! And we had an extremely busy day yesterday. Didn't we not, Dave K?
We certainly did. Incredibly busy. I think of all the events I've been to, this has been the busiest, but also the best, I would say. I think they've learned from the previous couple of shows and tweaked things a bit, and the format's been fantastic. Got loads of signatures for the Article 20 legal challenge, which is one of the main objectives, has been here and meeting loads of people, giving away a few pens, haven't we?
A few.
So, got anything to add, Dave?
Sweet. Yeah. Aye. It's been an eye opener though, hasn't it?
In many ways.
Yeah. I am actually quite astounded by the number of people who had not heard. Look at the camera, David. Who had not heard of the TPD. I couldn't believe it. Yesterday there was well over 3,000, in fact 3,500 people in here, and I'm going to tell you there was way too many people who didn't know about Article 20, didn't know about the TPD. All they knew about was big clouds, and I know nothing of those. Big clouds, what are they, Dave?
There's a few big clouds outside. So you see the weather segue then to the fact the weather's good.
The weather is a little bit. The weather is a little bit rainy this morning.
It's raining men.
It's not raining men, Dave.
It's raining men.
As you can tell, we were imbibing last night, and those of you who
I was drinking.
Those of you who follow me on Twitter or follow Dave on Twitter would have seen some pictures of a lovely pint of lager with a slice of orange on it. And I might even put it up in the middle of this VT, so you can see the shocking way that I'm treated by this team. Matt Gerrish, over to you.
Get the mic off him, Matt, he's rambling.
If there's one thing we've learnt this weekend, Marco is A, very big Neil Diamond fan, and B, loves oranges.
He's very keen on orange.
He is.
Show him the colour of your mug, Marco.
I'll just remove my mug, Johnny.
Yeah, if you didn't come to this event, Totally Wicked was selling everything 50% off. VT's 42 quid.
And 50p.
And 50p, sorry.
42 pound, 15 exact.
Yes.
Well,
back to you, Marco. Thank you. And they come with their own little mod, Johnny, which is very nice. Yes, I'm just slipping it back on again. We don't want any.
Pinch the end and roll it, you fool.
We don't want any juice escaping, which would cause unnecessary actions. So as you can tell, it's actually 9:45. The doors open very, very shortly.
15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's 17 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, so there's a queue.
You lied when you said it was 9:45.
Oh, shut up! It's 9:45-ish, and the queue is just absolutely massive. It's sold out again today. So for us,
somebody get him an orange.
It's been shut up. For us, it's been a really good first day. We're looking forward to today, and it's going to be as busy, we hope. And if you have got a time machine, go back to Harrogate and get a free pen, because you probably won't be any left by the time we leave today.
And get him an orange.
I don't want an orange. I do not want an orange. I might even edit this out so any reference to orange is bleeped out. Yes. But Neil Diamond was on at the NEC last night, and there was a lot of people at the
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, so we've been doing that this morning. So yes, that's enough from us for now, and we will see you during the show. Yes. Day 2 here at Vaper Expo in Birmingham, NEC. And you may have seen David from Elements before on some of the VTs we shot at Vaper Expo. And you would have definitely seen Nikita from the stand, who featured in one of my VTs there. I've been trying a lot of the Elements juices, and I thought it'd be nice to have a little chat so you can tell us a bit more.
Yes. We're based in Miami, Florida. We've been making juices for a little bit over a year. We have 2 ranges, a traditional 50-50 range, and then of course our dripping range, which is probably the most popular. And we've been doing that for a while now. We've been doing that for almost since the inception of our company is the drip range.
What's your kind of biggest seller? I mean, some of the flavors are very tasty, I have to say. Pink lemonade, for instance.
I would say that there's just no question about it. In the UK, pink lemonade is definitely the #1 bestseller, but followed very closely behind with key lime cookie, strawberry whip, and fresh squeeze. The fresh squeeze is an orange, very difficult flavor to master, and we've totally mastered. We've really mastered the citrus flavors for sure. And so pink lemonade's the #1 guy here. That's what really kind of shot us into fame here. But really, the other ones are really coming up very strong. Key lime cookie is coming up very strong lately.
Yeah, I do have some key lime cookie, which is in my other bag. So I'll have to try that again later. The pink lemonade it's very zingy, it's very fresh, and also the strawberry whip it's got a really nice sweet taste to it. If you do like a sweet vape, then Elements juice for me, that's the one you should look at. It vapes extremely well, I have to say. What are your plans for the future? Have you got more flavors on the go?
You know, when we first came out with Element, we had the dripper series and we had 9 flavors, and that was because there wasn't that many dripper companies out there, especially not in the UK. But now what we're seeing is that now that there's new brands coming out, people are a little weary of buying. When they call us up and they're saying, hey, I've heard about your line, I want to buy it, and they find out we have 9 or 10 flavors, it's not off-putting, but they always ask us, what are your top 5 flavors or whatever it is. So now what we're doing, instead of adding to the Element range, we're coming out with a new brand. It's going to be branded, everyone's going to know it's made by us, but it's going to be a new name under new brand, and we'll probably start that line off with about 4 flavors. And we've been actually sampling it here, just kind of getting an idea of what people are liking. Pink grapefruit is one of the ones that we know we're going with, and we've been having people sample it, and people are loving it. And so we're excited about it. We know it's going to do very well here. We feel like we understand the palate of the UK. They want flavors that hit them in the face. They want a very creamy, milky vape, and I think we deliver on all those.
Yeah, I've got to say, I find the American juices to be quite highly flavored. Some are really strongly flavored, which is good for dripping. I don't particularly drip that much. I use tanks. So would you say that your juices are as good to go into tanks as well as dripping?
Yeah, you know, we formulated it for high wattages, high heat, all that kind of stuff. But the reality is that more and more we're starting to see that people are using these sub tanks. In fact, what we did was we get that question all the time. So what we did at this show specifically was we showcased all of our liquids in tanks, because we always get that since our logo has an actual coil with a dripper on it, people think that it's only made to actually drip on coils and cotton. So what we did is that we brought in some mini sub tanks, all these different types of like sub-ohm tanks to show people that you can get all the flavor, all the production out of a tank. So we just look at it as a sub-ohm kind of liquid.
Yeah, and they do produce, I have to say, they do produce some very nice clouds in my sub-tanks, which is what I primarily use these days. I have quite a few of them, and I've just picked up the EVIC VT60, so it's going quite nicely now as well.
Yeah, the EVIC, that EVIC, there's a guy named Vaping with Twisted 420. He's a very well-known guy. He's got over 100,000 YouTubes. And he called me up and he said, have you watched my new review on the EVIC? And I was like, okay. And we started watching it, and he's a hardware guy, but he showcased our liquid on it, and I just actually picked up one myself. You know, in the moment, I was like, wow, this guy's talking about our liquid. So I went, I bought one, and they're pretty outstanding, right? I like the orange one. The colors are awesome.
Yes, we've all got orange ones. We all bought orange ones.
They're like, they look like a car, right? They're like shelled candy or something. They're beautiful.
Well, it reminds us of Transformers.
Yeah, exactly.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, and they're shiny. You know, everything's like matte and whatever, but these are like, they got like this gloss on them. They're gorgeous, you know.
Yeah, they're not designed for stealth vaping, really.
No, I don't think so.
No. Well, David, thanks so much for dropping in and seeing us. We took a while catching up with you, but thanks a lot for coming to see us.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much, Marco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, this is me driving back to South Yorkshire from Vaper Expo at the NEC Birmingham, where the team has been for the past 2.5 days. We've had an absolutely cracking time. We've seen lots of mods, we've tasted lots of juice. I've got plenty of juice to go through over the coming weeks before Vape Fest, and let me tell you, Vaper Expo UK has been the best show of the year thus far. It was absolutely stonking. The official numbers are something like 3,900 and something, 3,952 I think it was on Saturday, and they were sold out again today. So they've probably had in the region of 6,500 to 7,000 vapors through the doors over the past 2 days, which has been absolutely amazing. There's been no major issues. There's been plenty of ventilation for the vapors. It's been quite warm, I have to say. It did rain this morning, but the weather has kept up rather nicely, and I think it's taken everybody by surprise just how good it has been. So all power to Jay and to Lee, who've done all the organising for this. They've done a cracking job. So what's next? Well, next is Vape Fest, and I am looking forward to that like you could not believe. It's just a year would not be complete without Vape Fest, so I'm looking forward to that immensely, and especially because this year there's also going to be live music, and it's going to be a really different vibe, and it's going to be more like a festival, and that is going to be so good. So Vaper Expo has been marvellous. Vape Jam was very, very good. It's different vibe. So many more clouds at Vape Jam. e-cig Expo was really good, and Dave Kitts and Dave Dawn and myself really enjoyed our time at e-cig Expo. It's a shame that was a little bit low on numbers, but I think it was mainly because of where it is that was the issue. But it still was a good exhibition. But Vaper Expo UK has surpassed everything thus far, so I'm hoping that if we can get the community together, get people to sign the petition, get people behind it, get the information out there, and we can overturn this crazy legislation that is due to come into force on May the 20th 2016, then we can have the same shows again next year, but bigger and better, and really bring it more to the front, more to the fore, get it out there. If 7,000 people want to come to an exhibition at the weekend, then next year it could be 14,000. Who knows? So I'm going to carry on driving. I don't want to get arrested for recording as I drive. So I will see you back in the studio. Yes.
There we go. So that was last year's Vape Expo.
Yeah, a little bit of it.
Yeah, it was fun, that, wasn't it? We enjoyed that.
It was. Yeah.
We especially enjoyed singing songs to you, Mark, as well, didn't we?
Well, then we were singing Sweet Caroline, weren't we? Because that was annoying Dave K. So we kept singing it.
Was it Dave K was annoying with that? I couldn't remember if it was annoying. It
wasn't me. Yeah, because everyone was at the hotel, weren't they? Going to see it.
That's
and then,
right. Yeah.
And then we had that weird person. We had that weird person take a photo of us when we were sat vaping on the benches.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. Oh, good God!
It was rather bizarre, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think he must have been a talent scout for Britain's Got Talent, and he wanted us to go and sing as a choir. That's what it was. He'd heard us singing. Where it began.
Here we go.
I can't begin to know it.
I'm going to see what's on at the NEC on next week and see what else is going to be there.
If Neil Diamante's on again, I'm not going.
But yes, I think we had a good time, didn't we? Yeah,
we did. It was my my favourite event of last year. I've got to be honest. I mean, not saying that because we're going again this year, but it was my favourite event, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we did all say that when we sat on the sofas, didn't we?
We did. We said that when we were sat on the sofas, and what more to the point, when we were sat on the sofas, that's what we said.
Yeah, we did.
So when we were sat on the sofas, we said we were enjoying it. Oh, right, okay. I can't remember.
Do you not remember?
No.
Oh, play it again. Play it again. It'll fill 5 minutes.
It would fill 5 minutes.
No.
Yes. So the plan then is we'll be hopefully doing some live stuff if the 4G signal holds out for us. We will be doing live shows.
Fingers crossed.
Otherwise, it's all going to go very Pete Tong.
If it works, we're doing 4J live broadcast from anything Birmingham. Be good. No, it'll be canny. Be all right. I mean, one way or another, we'll find a way of doing it. Supposing we've got to shove an RJ45 up somebody's backside and make them run all the way to YouTube. Yes. Oh no. Leanna Lawless remembers a tent on a Welsh mountain in the rain.
Dun dun dun.
Oh.
Then what happened?
Start well.
Was that when he was a cat mechanic?
Cat mechanic, she was. Yes. No. That's how they got the idea for Brokeback Mountain, isn't it?
Luckily, a tree stopped the slide down.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Whose tent is that? Bivouac.
Yes.
So there you go.
Are you starting doing that now? Does that mean I can stop?
No. You can keep doing it. You do it much better than we do. A man of 1,000 voices, but only one face.
Brilliant man was stood one day, his coils came in a pocket. His wife walked in and looked at him, said, "Whose coat is that jacket?"
We will be releasing an album very shortly of Dave Dawn's impressions.
Huh?
Yeah. You didn't know that, did you? We're gonna release an album. Yeah, of Dave Dawn singing.
Coming soon. How old are you? 5 CD set.
Dave Dawnisms.
Excuse me. No. I'll have you know. Hey, listen. I've got a. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I've got a certificate that says I'm sane. I've been certified sane. Well, I've been certified anyway.
Certified. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, that was it really. Yeah. We're looking forward to it next week, aren't we?
We are.
Well, I'm looking forward to this week first. On Thursday, because I've got a show to do yet.
Yeah, but I'm asking you because you don't know what's happening. What's happening on Thursday, Dave?
I know exactly what's happening on Thursday. On Thursday, we're going to be bringing you a review of the Crixus, which I found out in the last 10 minutes. Planning's always been one of my strong points. And in the last few days, in fact, just prior to the weekend, when they thought nobody was looking, Her Majesty's government has published the as-made version, the actual legislation for the Tobacco Products Directive implementation into UK law. Not only that, but the MHRA has also published a revision to its pricing schedules for notifications for the TPD. So on Thursday, I will be going through the whole lot with a fine-tooth comb and bringing everybody up to speed with what's going on, and where necessary between now and then, I hope to be consulting somebody who says they're a lawyer to find out whether there are any loopholes that can be, what's the word, explored. We'll see how it all goes. But that's what will be happening on Thursday. Keith will also be here, and we'll be teasing him with a pipe. We'll just keep waving it under his nose and telling him he can't have one. And other stuff like that as well. Might even bring you a few interviews with vaping bikers, because I've got a bike, you know.
Have you?
That's trite, really. Aye, yeah.
I wasn't sure you mentioned it.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's mentioned it either.
Get to put your hat on like that and get off your bike, and it's all good.
And I also said in chat, no show next week. No, there is no show next Monday, for it is Bank Holiday Monday.
Bank Holiday Monday.
We have bank holidays off. So the next thing after Thursday's show with Dave is going to be the Thursday show with Dave, Matt, and myself from somewhere in Birmingham doing something about something.
And whoever else we can point a camera at, frankly.
Yes.
There will be no running order.
No.
There will be no planning. We're just going to start the stream away, and then we're going to sit and get steadily drunk, and we hope that you will join us as we do that. But I shall expand upon that upon Thursday night coming, when we do what we do, when we do it. Because we do.
Isn't it?
Wasn't it?
Marvellous.
Marvellous.
Didn't I? Ron win.
I'm going to play the titles in a minute. You know that, didn't you?
Well,
you know
no,
that?
play the credits.
They're not the credits, they're the titles. We haven't got any credits.
Haven't we? Same as the titles, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
Titles, credits. Whose bank is this holiday? Says Castillo 2.
Hey?
Something like, yeah, I don't know. It's no good looking at me. It really is. Oh, hang on. This just coming through. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Apparently, Tyrion has just climbed up the mountain's backside and killed him from the inside. Tyrion.
Dear. Dave's going to go and see Game of Thrones now, and we're going to go and do whatever we do when we go. It's the news.
Sorry, Marco, your audio was a bit hissy there. Can you?
Yeah, that's because you were vaping. Dear.
Right. Night.
Say good night.
Go.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Coming up tonight on Vaper Trolls TV. Matt Garish looks at the Guardian 3 pipe from Smok and puts it through its paces.
That screw up was entirely intentional.